They said no the classroom, that her thoughts were too loud, too curious, too much for desks and chalkboard, as if knowledge has agenda. They redirected her voice to ask for swords instead of space. They pointed to another room, smaller, quieter, where questions are replaced with chores, where voices are lowered and dreams are microwaved until they are easy to swallow. They said other room, because knowledge looks dangerous when it wears her face. They said the classroom is not for you, like history wasn't written by women they erased. They said your place is in the kitchen, as if our hands were born only to stir silence, only to clean up after someone else's future. They called it tradition, but tradition is just control that survived long enough to get a name. They wanted her hands busy so her mind stayed still, so she wouldn't question why power is always seated and she is always serving it. They handed her a kitchen, like a cage with better lighting, and said be grateful. Grateful for being allowed to exist as long as she stayed useful. They taught her obedience before algebra, submission before science, marriage before meaning, and when she asked, they said that is just how it is. That is the sentence oppressors use when they run out of sentence. They wake her before the sun because care doesn't get to sleep. Before her name belongs to her, it belongs to children. Hungry mouth, heavy eyelid. Days start with mama and don't end until the light goes out. She pours money into cups, ties shoes, wipe tears, build humans on 4 hours of sleep and zero recognition. And when the night finally goes quiet, when night falls heavy, they say it again. Submit, smile, be available, as if her body still owes something, as if her soul hasn't given everything. When elders, nobleman speaks, the room gets heavy with authority and her opinion becomes an interruption. And I wonder, what does noble even mean? Because nobility should demand fairness, honor, honesty, principle, and most importantly, respect for others. But somehow, the title is granted to people who have everything except those qualities. They let her cook for meetings she's not allowed to sit in, feed mouths, pour drinks, carry tray, while futures are being decided in a language she's expected to understand but never speaks. And when property is shared, when land becomes legacy, when wealth is renamed inheritance, they divide tomorrow like she never built yesterday, as if her sweat didn't mix with the foundation. They benefit from her labor but exclude her from ownership. They call it culture, but culture should not mean convenient injustice. Here is the truth. You don't push someone into the other room unless you are afraid of what happens when they stand in the center. She's waking up, not just before the children, not just before the sun, but before the lie. God gave Deborah a voice and a crown and made her sat on a throne of courage to show that woman can prophesy and lead army. In Esther, God hid a queen in a palace so salvation could have a mouthpiece. A woman who built deserves to own. A woman who carries generation does not belong to the other room. A woman trusted with life should be trusted with opinion. She was meant for classroom, courtroom, headlines, and front lines, not for the other room, not for kitchen. Happy Women's Day.